Oh yeah, but then after me, money. I sold money.
When was the last time they won a game?
I sold Sadio money, my guy. I'm bringing Fernandez. Siwezi blend hata ni points siwezi kwa timu yangu.
Unasikia sasa? How did you become the host of Soccer360? Tell us that story.
What's good, everyone? So today we're going to do a small interview on a TV host at Ebru. I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, let's take you through it.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Soccer360. I'm your host Delvin Owino as usual, and what a cold day it is here in Nairobi, but I'm enjoying this weather. I hope you're all keeping warm wherever you are tuned in from. This is Soccer360 as I've already mentioned, and don't forget you can interact with us. Social media handles bottom of the screen as usual. WhatsApp number will also be appearing, and do remember hashtag Soccer360 on Twitter. Now what are we focusing on today? It's FA Cup weekend, the big one. The game tomorrow, Manchester United taking on Liverpool at Old Trafford. That will be our main focus, but we'll also be touching on Southampton and taking on Arsenal. That's going to be the early kickoff FA Cup game today. And
so when did you start, or rather how did you become the host of Soccer360?
It's actually a very good question. It was back in August of 2018. I actually started as a producer of the show, and then the main host, Salim Waziri, I don't know if you know, he actually left, so they were looking for a host. I did a few screen tests, and I was slated to be the host of the show. I'm not supposed to name guys' names like Sam or whatever.
No, it is. What else? Yeah, what would you tell any aspiring, host, especially guys who are passionate about football and want to do something of the sort? What would you tell
guys want to? Aspiring to be a host, or just guys just want to get into the football, this industry of
aspiring to be a host? Because
aspiring to be a host.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I can tell you is just chase your dreams. There's nothing more I can tell you more than that. Keep on pushing, keep on doing those screen tests, practice. You just become perfect in it, and one day your opportunity will come.
Manchester United was down because we started at our 11th match to go on top of the table, right? We won. Manchester United will number 8. Nicolette. I remember Nicolette was in the same shoes.
I don't know what's the need for you to justify yourself, because just let it be.
No, but this people. No.
Done. Yes.
What are some of the challenges? I see sometimes it becomes heated. How do you deal with such such guests, such pundits? How do you deal with that?
Now, when I get such pundits, first of all, if you've noticed, I have a mix. They don't have the same character. They're different characters in there, because I have one who's like I'll say principal or headmaster himself, Salim Waziri, very knowledgeable about football and all. Then we have the beautiful Nicolette, who chips in with a good knowledge of international football. And then I have the talkative one, the clown himself, as I call him, Barr Prince. He's good in local football, very good in local football, but it brings that something extra, that comedy as well to the show. And how I picked them was,
I did one show with them quite a while back, and I just felt that chemistry, that energy, with 3 of them all together there in set, and I was like, yeah, this I can work with this very, very well. You know, you also need guys that you can bounce off. As opposed to people that you can bounce off easy. When you shoot a question, they give you an answer, and immediately from that answer you picked up a question from their answer. So yeah, that's why I decided to go with these 3 as my main pundits for the show.
I had carried something for Barr. I carried him a pin proposita lollipop for the babies, because first I think it's in my jacket. I'll give it to you after the show. I'm just telling you, from today, when elders are talking about football, the next season or the season after, you just shut your basket mouth.
Let me tell you, you don't want to start me. It's just that
don't
to make
start
sure.
me,
Don't start me, please. Don't start me.
But you've learned your lesson.
No, you know.
Before I release more videos on Twitter, have you learned your lesson?
Have you learned your lesson to learn to shut up?
In fact, Nicole, but you're lollipop. Me mistake, bro. Me mistake. Watch I guy. We all talk because it was the beginning of the season.
No,
we
you
had
overspoke, man. You
Delvin,
overspoke.
if ungekuwa kwenye my shoes, we had charged. Even up to date, we don't understand what
Coming
is
on
happening.
set with Manila peppers.
Yeah. And
It's
I
happened.
was, you know, I came
And
with the
I
past
did it.
consultants you. Why?
Let me tell you, tumekuwa at game 19 of APL. Hakuna, all this has happened within 19 games.
No.
Anything can happen within the next 19
Not for Chelsea.
But
Okay.
we told
Hello guys, this is sorry, nimesahau bro.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is Barr Prince, Kenya's Chelsea 001, Mukarara's finest with a Kabeb's legend. So I stop laughing, bwana. As I said, I'm Barr, and I'm happy to be amongst, the best people. Wacheni kuniangalia angalieni kamera, kwani ninyi naambia?
Sasa, you're being so flamboyant.
Sorry.
Come back, touch me.
Yeah, so I loved football ever since ni join primary Mukarara Primary School. That is where nilianza kucheza football nikiwa mdogo kwa vumbi mpaka time yenye ilinikataa nikaanza kuleta one pack mpaka sahi nikapatana na hawa watu bullies, hawa na ni bully every time, but I'm grateful that we are still together.
I'm Nicolette, without the voice today. But stop laughing. For me, I can say football for me was a diversion. Actually, I used to swim. Then I was always too thin or unfit, or there was always one thing or another. So I started playing ball, and my mother did not approve of it at all. Nilikuwa nikichapwa, as a middle child, Kenya unaambia usifanye kitu unafanya.
You have forgotten to say ulikuwa unacheza na wanaume.
Sindio? Yeah. In high school, I used to play with the boys because
striking.
Defensive midfielder, I was afraid.
Oh, okay.
I was afraid. Back in the day, short people, positions were the
Both
best.
of the team.
Na hajawahi funga bao na hedi. Juu ya
Nika ambayo ni mrefu sana.
taller than you.
Let's go and stand where the ground is. Na utoe hizo kitu zako zilizobaki.
Are you still going on?
Yeah, I think for me, analysis actually, I've always been a sports head. Football, boxing, I've always been a sports head. But at Ebru, I used to do entertainment. So I used to keep telling them, Simu, give me that chance. But then, I think one day, one of the producers was like, I see you usually talk about sports. I see you even on Twitter talking about sports. So you come and do first Monday sports with Delvin. That time Delvin was new. I think it started then.
Yeah.
My name is Salim Waziri. I come from Mwebuye's finest, Bungoma County. So I used to play football. All the time nilikuwa narudi home pia kama tuba nachapwa ile proper because labda ulitoka shule saa 9 ukapitia mahali kupiga game. So unafika home madhia na kunyorosha ile serious. So I joined professional football. I applied my trade for teams like Wazito, and then I went to South Africa, and that's when I broke my ankle. So nikasema because sijafanya so much for football, since I cannot do it with my feet, let me do it with my mouth. So nikaamua nianze kufanya analysis of football, and it's been an amazing journey because pia nimepatana na clowns kama our people who just lighten up your world, and when you meet people who love the same game you love, it's much more easier to relate. And so far so good. It has been a wonderful journey, and I'm saying this for free. I wouldn't trade this for anything in the world. It's what makes you wake up every morning. When you know on Saturday you'll go and talk about football, Monday it's a beautiful feeling. So for me, Nasema football has been a part of my life. Even my kids, before they come on earth, I want to just let them know in advance, you'll play football by force, by fire, whether you want it or you don't want it. So, and pia bibi yangu, if you don't want to watch football, you're Russia siendi. So for my wife who's watching now, my wife to be, if you don't like football, we mean a biashara tufanye. So, but anyway, it has been an amazing journey. That was just on a lighter note. I appreciate every moment and every people I've met along the way.
Cheers. Yeah. Now, tuendelee
You want to start singing Chelsea's team, then you realize they don't have one because all they do is sing the blues.
Kondani wa clouds.
Soccer360. Let me thank my pundits for coming through. Salim Waziri, Nicolette White, Barr Prince. Thank you very much, as usual and as always, for turning up here on a Saturday. Let me thank you, the viewers at home, for sending in your feedbacks. Even though I've not read all of them, your predictions as well, and your thoughts on whatever we have been discussing. Let me thank the camera crew and everyone behind at the gallery for making this a success. Now, do catch me on Monday from 1:30 to 2:30 as we'll be previewing the midweek fixtures across Europe and also be looking at the local scene as well. Now, until then, stay blessed, stay warm, and keep it sporty.
Any last comments or
Any
feedback?
last comments? Let me tell you guys now. Let me tell you. If you're not an Arsenal fan, if you're not an Arsenal fan, I don't even know. Let me just keep quiet because I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, let me thank Tots, as I call him, for giving me this opportunity to be here on his channel. It's your channel, right?
I'll be shooting for someone else's channel.
On his channel, Love for Ball, as it's called. Yeah, I want to thank you very, very much. And yeah, we should do more of this. I want to be on your channel much more often than just this time. Next week again, come back, and probably we can do. And it's Arsenal vs United next week. You better come back. We have a bit of some banter and some exchange.
Alright, cheers, man.
Arsenal United.
Do you know what? Let me tell you, I'm very good when I'm just free flowing.
See, that's why I told you this time.
When you ask me questions,
I'm still recording.
But yeah,
because I had to hear this.
Next week I'm with you, man. Arsenal United.
Arsenal United.
As we've been slapping you since 2017, you've not beaten us in the league, so we're going to be back.
Now they'll slap them again.
We'll slap them again. Do the double.
No, they will not. We're gonna win that game because Pogba will redeem himself. Once Pogba is on, we'll score the goal.